Hey, how you doing? Welcome to another video. Today I want to talk about beer or whiskey, which is the most dangerous. I think this is a trap that most drinkers fall into when we're talking about alcohol. And when I say it's a trap, it's part of the cognitive dissonance that people go through. Cognitive dissonance is when you're trying to hold two conflicting beliefs at the same time. They look at alcohol, for instance, the volume of beer as low and the volume of alcohol in whiskey as high, and they choose beer that believe in themselves that they're consuming the less dangerous type of alcohol, right? The type of alcohol. Every alcohol drink, regardless of its origin, regardless of its flavour, its price, its age, whatever, its base ingredient is ethanol. The ethanol is the same. Right? This is what causes the intoxication. And we all think about intoxication. When I used to drink, I used to think about it. I didn't think about intoxication. I was a bit intoxicated. The only time I got that was, when somebody was talking legally or, that kind of thing. I used to call it getting drunk. I got pissed or whatever. You had words for it that you used which were covering up what you were really doing to yourself. But it's really intoxication. Most of us never think about or don't want to think about what is actually happening when we get drunk. What that means, what it means for your body, what it means for your mind, what it means for your life. What happens in your body, what happens in your mouth, in your intestines, what happens in your brain when you're putting this stuff inside your body. Right? This isn't just a fleeting buzz, that you get drunk one end and you come out the other end and you're the same person afterwards as you went into it beforehand. Getting drunk is a physical and mental impairment. It's a toxification of both the body and the brain. Your brain, your organs, all the system in your body are affected by ethanol, regardless of the source. Once you put alcohol into your body, the ethanol into your body, it's the same stuff. So there's this common misconception, I think that's where it comes from, is that there are some forms of ethanol that are lighter or safer than other forms of ethanol due to the alcohol or the ethanol by volume. And I think it's misleading because, when you're sipping on a glass of beer or you're sipping on a glass of whiskey, once you consume the same amount of alcohol or ethanol from each one, you're essentially drinking the same amount of the substance that is doing the damage, right? Does that make sense? The real danger is not in the type of alcohol you consume, but in the amount of ethanol that is consumed. One shot of whiskey is equal to one beer. So if I drink 10 beers and you drink 10 shots of whiskey, it's going to be the same amount of ethanol consumed. People think, well, he's drinking whiskey, so he's drinking the more dangerous stuff. No. All drinkers play some form of mental gymnastics with themselves, right? Either they're trying to equate different drinks. They're saying that one type of alcohol is better than another type of alcohol. You get this a lot with people who go, oh, well, I spent 50 pounds on my bottle of wine and you only spent £5 on yours. So mine is much better than yours. And they equate that to the level of alcohol. It's not, it's just not. It's not better. You're just an idiot for spending 50 quid on it, right? I always remember years ago when we were sat in a bar and we were talking to this American guy, and the American guy said, what's your most expensive whiskey? And it was this whiskey that was 50 euros or something for a shot. He asked for a shot of this stuff. It was on the top shelf. They brought it down, and then he put Coke into it, So, look, another point about this is that the body processes ethanol in exactly the same way, regardless of where it comes from, regardless of the source. So if two people have the same BAC, the blood alcohol content, their levels of impairment are going to be roughly equal, right? Irrespective of the type of drink that you're consuming. This means that the notion of I can handle my liquor, or I only drink wine, or I only drink expensive wine, or I only drink expensive whiskey, doesn't make you immune to the effects of the alcohol. This means that there's no safe or There's no better alcoholic drink. Each drink leads to the same level of impairment, so long as the same level of ethanol is contained within the drink. You know, if your intention is to get to a specific level of drunkenness, to consume a certain amount of ethanol, to get your blood alcohol level to a certain level, it doesn't matter the mechanism that delivers that ethanol to you, right? The effect is going to be the same, and the danger is going to be the same, other things being equal. So I think one of the reasons why people believe that spirits are more dangerous is because it's easier to consume more spirits, right? And you can get it into your body quicker. And that fact alone can cause a lot of problems, can lead you to a lot of problems and lead you to a lot of dangerous ones. You know, that's why, you know, when I'm talking about these kind of things, I try and leave out the extremes. So I deliberately leave out young people who have no experience with drinking. I think for them, if you're new to alcohol, then spirits is hugely dangerous to do. And I think there is a level of alcohol tolerance which creates a situation where you've got so much tolerance to alcohol that beer is no longer enough. You're not getting drunk, you know, you're not getting to that state that you want to get to with beer anymore. And you have to switch to spirits. But I think these are different arguments. And to be clear about tolerance, you know, building a tolerance to alcohol doesn't mean that the body processes or handles alcohol better. It just means that you need more alcohol to have the same effect, which can also mislead people into thinking that they're handling it better. It isn't that your body is becoming more efficient, it's that your body, you know, the sounding alarm in your body is becoming dampened down. And you need more of the substance to get the same effect, right? So I think when comparing alcohol types, we've got a tendency to approach things, as I said, from the extremes. You know, I think most people are in the middle, and therefore you've got to approach it from that standpoint, not just from the extremes. Any spirits are much more dangerous when you haven't got a clue what you're doing. They're also much more dangerous on the other end of the scale when your tolerance levels are, you know, when you need to consume more to feel the same kind of normality. But in terms of what causes the damage, it's always the ethanol. Front and center, the ethanol, every time. You know, the more ethanol you put into your body, regardless of the source, the more damage is going to be caused. And I'm always for getting back to the basics, to the fundamentals, to the first principles. So everything else being equal, which is more dangerous, beer or whiskey? As long as the ethanol content is on par, as long as the ethanol content that you're putting into your body from either beer or whiskey, from either beer, wine, whiskey, whatever you're putting in, so long as the ethanol is on par, there is an equal danger. The danger is also on par. All right, take care of yourself. Speak to you again. Onwards and upwards.